This is Unit 7, Lesson 7, Translations and Reflections, Day 2. We're going to be working just with translations in these notes. Remember, that's a transformation that slides all the points of a figure same distance in the same direction. We're going to start off with an example 1, translating a figure down 3 units and 4 units to the right. I'd like you to pause the video and graphically do example 1 as you know how to do it, and come back when you're finished. Here's our after image created by our transformation, where we translated 3 units down and 4 units to the right. We're going to go ahead and write the ordered pairs for the new vertices of our after image. So point A became A prime, which is the point 2, 1. Point B transformed to be B prime, and that's the point 6, 0. And point C became C prime, and that's the point 1, negative 2. So we can easily do this graphically and come up with what those ordered pairs are. We're going to be doing example 1 again in a different way. Before we do that, let's think about what happens with a translation. Part of it is moving left or right. And when we do that, you can see that we're moving really along the x-axis in some direction. And so that's really a change in the x value of the ordered pair. And when we move up or down, that's a movement that changes the y, that goes along the y-axis, and so that changes the y value of the ordered pair. So we're going to use this idea to do example 1 again and see how it functioned without the graph, just looking at the pre-image ordered pair and the after-image ordered pair. Let's think about it just in terms of adding or subtracting based on moving up or down and left or right. Let's first start with the x value. We have to look for the movement left or right, regardless of whether it was listed first or second. So you can see here that this lists 4 unit to the right, so that means the x value is going to have 4 added to it. So let's look and see what happened to our ordered pairs. You can see that from A to A prime, we went from negative 2 to 2. So if we started with negative 2 and then added 4 to it, the result would be positive 2, and that's in fact what happened when we did it graphically. Let's try it with point B. B, we went from 2 to 6. Well, if we started with 2 and added 4, 2 plus 4 is 6. So that gets us exactly to the point of our after image ordered pair for B prime. Point C, same thing. Let's take a look. If we started with negative 3 and added 4 to that, we would get positive 1, and that's exactly what we did graphically. Now if we focus on the y value, that's movement up or down. 3 units down is going in a negative direction, so that means our y value is going to be subtracted 3, or adding a negative 3 to it. Let's see what happened with our pre-image and after-image ordered pairs. So the 4, we started with a 4 and subtracted 3 from it, we would get 1, and that's exactly what happened. We take 3 and 0. Let's see if we have 3 and subtract 3 from it. That gives us 0. And, oops, we start with a 1 and we subtract 3. That gives us negative 2. So you can see that we could have done this all with the adding and subtracting method without even needing to use a graph. We're going to do example 2 without a graph, just like the method we just talked about. So here we'd like to create a translation that moves 5 units left and 3 units up. We're going to do the first point together. I first have to identify my left, right. I know that's going to be my x value. So 5 units to the left is going in the negative direction, so our x value is going to be changed by negative 5, or you could think of it as subtracting 5. In addition, we have to think about what's going to happen to the y value. So we're looking for the up-down, and this tells us 3 units up, so that means the y value is going to have 3 added to it. So let's go ahead and do point A. I'm going to start with the x value negative 6. So I'm going to take my negative 6 and I'm going to subtract 5. Negative 6 minus 5 makes negative 11. Then I'm going to take my y value of 2 and I'm going to take the y value of 2 and add 3 to it. That gives me 5. Therefore, I know my after image point for A prime is going to be negative 11, 5. Now you're going to go ahead and try B and C. All right, let's work on point B. We take 8, we subtract 5, that gets us to negative 3, positive 3. Then we take 7 and add 3 to it, and that gets us to 10. Therefore, we know that our B prime ordered pair is 3, 10. For point C, we take 2, we subtract 5 from it. 2 minus 5 is going to be negative 3, and then we take the negative 1, and we're going to add 3 to that. Negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. Therefore, C prime is negative 3, positive 2. That's it.